Heyo folks, Liniko here. Today I want to talk to you guys about Pokemon Sun and Moon anime episode 38, which was titled Mimikyu's Disguise. A very simple one. It's a nice breath of fresh air for me, considering what the last one was. It was like 2 sentences, or at least 1 sentence, whatever. But let's get talking about it. In the preview, we were shown that Mimikyu's disguise was ripped and Jessie is trying to get several different pieces of clothing to replace it. Finds out we just go with a bag. But the episode starts with Ash and Lycanroc and Pikachu heading to school because they're back on Melemele Island. We're getting back into those school shenanigans. Haha. So it's Mallow and Kiawe. They come and say hello to Ash. And, they do their whole Alola thing, but that's not what's important. What's important is a flying machine swoosing right up to Pikachu and then catching him. And I was kind of surprised. I think this is actually the first Team Rocket device that actually just flies. They usually have something like this, like a claw or just a net or something like that. But hey, I guess they're getting better at what they're doing after all these years. I mean, they did get their first win against Ash in this same season, so this is a revolutionary right here. So, Ash and the gang are shocked to see that Team Rocket has gotten a Pikachu yet again. And it is revealed that Team Rocket was actually just waiting for Ash and them to return from Akala Island for this one chance to get Pikachu and finally complete their mission. I want to say it's their mission, but it's like their own desires at this point. So, Ash decides to have his Lycanroc go ahead and save Pikachu. James takes a moment to look at Lycanroc and realizes, hey, that's a different form of Lycanroc. Checks his little flip Pokebook and finds out that Lycanroc is not recorded in his little Pokebook there. So Jessie decides, hey, we should probably try and get that too. And I'm excited. So she sends out Mimikyu. However, instead of facing Lycanroc, Mimikyu turns around, sees Pikachu. Those eyes shimmer and sheen, and it's about to attack Pikachu. However, it is stopped by Jessie, and while Mimikyu's distracted, Ash decides to try out his new Rocky MZ that he'd obtained after defeating Olivia. However, I mean, they do the dance just fine, and they get that good pose and flexing their muscles. And Lycanroc does it too. It's always weird that the Pokemon do it, but they jump into the air, Lycanroc jumps into the air, the rocks form around it, except instead of doing the whole drop, it just breaks apart. It's not like it's part of the attack. That would be a cool way to do the attack. But no, it breaks, it fails. And everyone's surprised at this, including Team Rocket. And they're kind of just laughing at Ash here. They're getting ready to go on the offensive, but Kiawe comes in, sends out his Turtonator, and puts them in their place with a good old-fashioned... Ooh, I forgot the name of the fire type Z move. Well, that's what they use on them, okay? That's it. So, they're blasting off. They don't say it, though, because that did bother me. They don't say, oh no, we're blasting off again. No, they don't say that, and that bothered me immensely, because they were just waiting for Beware, though. However, this time, Beware did not arrive to come and scoop them up / save them from their falling, which they managed to survive many times over the years that are not really years in the Pokemon series. So Jessie and Mimikyu end up falling into a mall and landing on a Pikachu, a giant Pikachu plush balloon, and they pretty much just land in a bush. Mimikyu and Jessie come out. However, Mimikyu's disguise is actually torn around the neck area, so it kind of just limps like it's like the usual Pokemon animation. However, it's a little bit creepier because it's a torn neck, and that's just completely limping over and over in different directions every time Mimikyu moves. It's very creepy. And what's even more creepy is that when Jessie turns around, she sees this purple and black gas just leaking out from the torn area of Mimikyu's disguise, and the gas just forms a skeleton head, their skull head. It's just really creepy. You should see her face. No, I'm gonna make that face the thumbnail. So I'll do that. So Jessie, frantically trying to figure out a method to get Mimikyu a new outfit, tries to I think she tried to take the outfit, but of course Mimikyu decides no and is against it. Of course, Mimikyu doesn't really listen to Jessie at all, I think. And so instead she goes ahead and pulls out this little Team Rocket brand pocket bag, and she's going to get a pair of malasadas, which are probably the most delicious thing ever. I'm sure we all know who loves those things. Why has he not shown up yet? How, where are you? But she goes ahead, buys 2 things of malasadas, probably for her and Mimikyu. But as soon as she takes them out, so a group of Murkrows come ahead, swarm her, and yank those malasadas. So she is without her malasadas, and she's just got a bag. But she uses that bag to give Mimikyu something else to wear while they try to figure out something to do with its Pikachu costume. So they decide that, hey, we gotta figure out something. We gotta get you a new outfit before you have another incident where you're completely revealed and apparently kill everyone on sight, or rather, you'd end up getting everyone killed once you're in their sights. Yeah, that'll work. They find a little shopping center. Jessie, of course, is ecstatic about the chance to go ahead and go shopping. And that's pretty much that scene. Cuts to Ash and the gang, who are trying to figure out why the Rock-type Zemu failed. And they're kind of just wondering and questioning if maybe Ash messed up, or they don't think it's Lycanroc. And Ash himself is kind of thinking, maybe I messed up the dance at some point, but Rotom Deck says, no, you didn't. So Kukui walks in and he actually tells them, no, he didn't mess it up. It was actually Lycanroc. It's trying too hard, or rather, it's not accustomed to its newfound power. It did just recently evolve in the last episode, and well, it can be tough mastering a new form, or even when you're in Pokemon, you gotta get used to it. I think it was like that with Ash's Grottle. It was a tough thing for it to do. It had to get used to its lack of speed from that point on. So it's pretty much the same thing. Lycanroc has to learn to control its power. It's trying too hard. So it's got to be more relaxed and such. Lax nature Lycanroc. So they decide, okay, we need to practice a little bit more. And Keyway, of course, volunteers to help. And that's pretty much like what the gang Ashing them are doing. And then it cuts back to James and Meowth, who are looking for Jessie. They ended up in a forest, which is weird. They were all launched in the same direction, but I guess gravity had a bigger effect. The plot gravity had a bigger effect on Jessie and Mimikyu as opposed to them. So they're thinking, could she have possibly gone? And then James thinks of he recalls that there was a shopping center that he could go, that there were a huge shopping center, and then he starts freaking out because Jessie has their money. And they think, oh no, we need to find her before she spends and wastes all of our money. We've gotta go. And they just run frantically in whatever direction the city is. I'm pretty sure they know. They've been here long enough. So Jessie and Mimikyu are just having the time of their lives. Well, not really Mimikyu. It's just Jessie. Jessie finds a hat. She puts that on. She's all about. She's just so giddy about getting to play dress up and buy new things. Mimikyu, however, is just kind of sitting there in its little baggie. And I think they just start dressing. Mimikyu starts trying to run away, and Jessie catches it by its little wooden stick tail thing, and it says, hey, now you're not going anywhere, it's your turn, buddy. So Mimikyu's face was actually a little funny there. It had a little sweat drop, and then they put it in this little dressing room, and they just give it a wig at first, and it's kind of cute, but no, it's not like that. No, it doesn't like it. Pulls out a bucket. It's like a little sand beach bucket. Doesn't like that either. That'd be a nice little form, though. Just different Mimikyu looks. I don't think they'd affect the stats, though. At least I hope they don't. So Mimikyu decides that, hey, okay, this isn't working out, and it just decides to leave. But Jessie pays for her clothes and pretty much leaves, along with Mimikyu. They go ahead, sit down, and contemplate on what to do. Mimikyu is, of course, a little upset until it sees the same giant Pikachu balloon that it and Jessie fell on previously, and it's about to attack, but Jessie stops it, and they both see that the kids are right next to. There are two kids right in front of the Pikachu balloon, and they look really happy. And then you see Mimikyu looking at them all a little sullen, and Jessie pieces together that, hey, despite the fact that you hate Pikachu, you really envious of Pikachu, aren't you? Because, you know, that's what Mimikyu's all about. It really just wants to be loved and all that, but its appearance can literally kill you. Except we all want to see it, don't we? So maybe we're a little, maybe we ourselves are on a little questionable status. So Jessie tells Mimikyu to hand her the Pikachu outfit and she will fix it. She pulls out a sewing kit box out of nowhere, and Mimikyu actually hands her the outfit, and she starts fixing it. And Mimikyu's looking at her like, "Okay, you're okay. I'm just gonna start listening to you from now on, maybe." And after it's all fixed, she hands the Pikachu outfit, and I think she gets up and she goes to get another Malasada, or at least two, but she's a little short on money, so change of plans. She decides, okay, we probably need to, we'll just take one. So grabs the bag, grabs the Malasada, opens the Malasada, opens the bag to get the Malasada. However, those very same Murkrows from earlier that previously stole their Malasadas get ready and attack Jessie, taking both the Malasada and Mimikyu's Pikachu outfit. And Jessie chases after her, and so does Mimikyu, but it's mostly Jessie. She's just going up on buildings and chasing these birds. She gets the Malasada and Mimikyu's outfit, and Mimikyu's just standing there looking around like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But she does, she jumps to get Mimikyu's outfit, and I guess they both fell down on the Pikachu balloon. I don't know how Mimikyu got in there, but it did. There was a huge explosion in the mall. James and Meowth took note of that, and they was like, "Do you think that's Jessie?" And like, probably Jessie. Let's go. So they follow the explosion, and then they eventually get into the mall, where they find Jessie and Mimikyu crawling out from the Pikachu balloon, and then they just get enough. The Murkrows, of course, are very peeved and upset that they failed to get their next meal, even though they already had 2 Malasadas. I mean, 3, 2. Get the extra one for the other guy that probably didn't eat. But they bring some friends along, and it's pretty much like, and in my eyes, it was like a reenactment of what do you usually call it? The first episode of Pokemon, where Ash and Pikachu were facing off against the giants, all the flocks of Spearow, except to replace, instead of Ash and Pikachu, it's Jessie and Mimikyu, and instead of Spearows, it's Murkrows. So that was I think that was a nice little nod, maybe. But they decide, alright, come on, bring it! And then Jessie orders Mimikyu to use Wood Hammer. And Mimikyu does use Wood Hammer. And of course it swats away some Murkrows, and oh jeez, I almost forgot. Mimikyu is still in the bag by the time the flock of Murkrows arrive. And in an effort to, like, I guess defend them, it breaks out of its it rips the bag that it was hiding in and jumps up at the it's weird. I don't recall how the Mimikyu jumps into its Pikachu outfit, rips out of the bag and jumps into it. Meowth catches sight of this and is, of course, terrified, because he knows what Mimikyu looks like. I guess he's just caught another glimpse, and that nearly killed him. He was actually dreaming by the end of the episode, but it was a little funny to me, I guess. But Mimikyu puts on its Pikachu outfit, gets serious, pulls out that wood hammer that Jessie ordered it to use, swats some Murkrows around, and they run away. It's pretty much a victory for Team Rocket, and that's pretty much the whole episode. It does end on, like, them going after Ash for like revenge. I mean, it was Kiwi who sent them away, but sure, blame Ash. Why not? They're after Ash always, all the time. But Ash and Lycanroc have been doing their own little bonding and training, and Jessie has Mimikyu up to battle. However, it starts attacking Pikachu again because it just hates Pikachu so darn much. And while Jessie is, of course, upset over this, she pulls it back, tells him we're going to retreat. But Ash does a rather dick move. Mind my language. Dick move. And he does the Rocky MZ moves, like, you're not getting away from this. Gets to that pose, flexes his muscles, Lycanroc jumps into the air, forms the rocks. Team Rocket realizes, oh, that giant rock is not breaking. And then it's just a big slam and an explosion on Team Rocket. And they blast off. They don't say it, but beware it does come and get them, and they're super happy about it. So, Ash and Lycanroc managed to pull off their little training sequence in that episode, but I think the real highlight of this was that Jessie and Mimikyu got closer, and that Mimikyu will actually listen to her from now on, I think. Unless it evolves Pikachu. Other than that, I think there was a little ending scene where Mimikyu and Jessie were eating berries, and they're like, you know what, you're alright. You're alright. You're stubborn, but you're alright. And Mimikyu pretty much probably says the same thing, like, I'll listen to you right now. And that's pretty much the whole episode. I liked it. I did like the episode. It was very funny. It was very funny and a little cool. I wish we at least got a little glimpse of seeing what Mimikyu really looks like under there. We all want it, but it's not in the anime. People don't want it in the anime because they can die. And speaking of dying, my Bic and Kerr just died. Great. I mean, they fainted. Yes, that. There's a difference. But I enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the episode. And if you enjoyed this review of the episode, please leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on this episode. And until then, I will see you all next time. Take care.